Hi, this video is for our group project for subject Artificial Intelligence. The system that we have selected is the gender detection system. The abstract of our project. Humans can very easily determine a person's gender based on the visual characteristics. Although it is difficult for the machines to execute the same task, tremendous progress has been achieved in the last decade in automatically making the predictions from the facial images. From the given face photos, the project determines or detects the gender. Convolutional neural networks and the computer languages such as the Python are among the technologies utilized. The driving force of the initiative is to strengthen the security, provide better business applications, and do the market research. For introduction, image processing and the machine language are very important in the era of the artificial intelligence. Gender classified has gained a lot of the popularity over the years. And the aim of this project is to classify the demographic of the gender in various areas of the application gender. And it is important in the demographics because gender explains more variance in the sex role attitudes than any other predictor among 13 social and demographic variables. And it is also conditions the effects of the social class, community size, and college major choice on the sex role attitudes. The next aim is to develop a gender recognition in the categorizing a person's image into male or female by using deep learning. This recognition is needed in the real life. Gender information can be used by a security entrance to monitor and control access to a specific area. Another area where the gender classification is used is in the business. For example, an 8 display machine is an electronic billboard machine. It is necessary to have more information about an individual's sex in order to provide effective service to them. Moreover, gender recognition is helpful in doing market research as it will give accurate data from a visual given. And the data is useful in doing research whether the product is popular with men or women. Problem statement. The first problem statement is to provide the accuracy using this deep learning system. As we know, there are always challenges in the accuracy of the application to identify the person's gender. Therefore, a form of machine intelligence called the deep learning is the basis of this image recognition system. So the deep learning system are frequently trained to accomplish this task by being shown a large numbers of the samples of photographs, objects, or events that have already been classified correct or incorrect by the humans. And this system can eventually learn to recognize unlabeled objects or scenarios they have never seen before if they are exposed to enough examples. These help the system learn are known as the training data, and they play a big part in deciding how accurate the system are overall. And next, gender recognition can enhance the security. Gender information can be used by a security entrance to monitor and control access to the specific area. For example, a female meeting is scheduled in a conference room, and the task is to restrict access to the females only. Next, the gender classification is used in business. The best example of an 8 display machine is an electronic billboard machine, and it selects the advertisement and displays it on flat panel cards based on the gender detected at the billboard, and it is necessary to have more information about the individual sex in order to provide effective service to them. Moreover, the gender recognition is helpful in doing the market research as it will give accurate data from the visual given, and the data is useful in doing the research whether the product is popular with the man or the woman. And this research will be done automatically, and the result will be generated automatically into a database, and thus it will save time and also for the human resources. Objective. First is to classify the demographics of the gender. Second is to develop a gender detector that can approximately guess the gender of the person in the picture using the deep learning. And lastly, to implement the supervised learning, which is the convolutional neural network for classification tasks due to excellent performance in gender analysis. There are two types of implemented techniques in this system. The first one is the CNN, stand for Convolutional Neural Network. A A CNN is type of deep neural network, and it is used to interpret the visual imagery in deep learning. And it is main building blocks of convolutional neural networks. The basic concept of applying a filter to an input to produce an activation is known as the convolution. And when the same filter is applied to an input multiple times, a feature map is created, displaying the positions and the strength of the recognized feature is in an input, such as image. And the capacity of convolutional neural networks is to learn a large number of filters in parallel, particular to train a data set under the restriction of a certain predictive modeling problem. Next, deep learning. It is a subset of machine learning. Deep learning's capacity is to learn the features from the input data is one of its defining traits. And it excels in learning different hierarchy of the features over numerous layers, unlike the classical machine learning, which requires the creation of features. And here is an example of deep learning model to detect the human face. As shown here, the initial layers of the models will learn the low-level approximations of a face, such as the edges of the face. Each subsequent layer takes the feature of the previous layer and combines them to create more complex features. If the initial layer has learned to recognize edge in the case of the face detection, the subsequent layers will use these edges to build components of the face such as the nose and the eyes. This technique is repeated for each subsequent layer, culminating in the creation of an image of a human face on the final layer. In identifying man and woman in digital images, the training set of images allowing it to develop its own rules of identifying the images of man and woman. And once the system was trained, researchers show it the testing set of the images, but with the human-coded labels hidden. The system then labeled each images as male or female.
Hi, my name is Rui Hua. Now I'm going to present how we implement gender detection AI in our project. We use Google Colab to implement our project. First, we need to import package like TensorFlow. TensorFlow class library is used in this project, and this profile will load data into TensorFlow, formatting it using a neural network, feed a neural network to image in a training set, and evaluate predictive performance on a testing set. Next, loading data. We use the command to load our Google Drive to Google.Colab. After load the drive, we need to unzip the archive.zip, which already downloaded in my Google Drive, and it contains the file with female and male images. After unzip the data, we need to set our path for train and test dataset. After setting the path, we can use this command to print out our number of images inside folder. From the result, we can see that we have 23,000 for both male and female for training purpose, and almost 5,800 images for testing purpose for male and female. Next, to avoid storing all pixel value for all images in a large array, the image must be loaded in batch. So we set our batch size to 64, epoch to 10, image H and image Y to 150 respectively. Next, we use this command to rescale our images. Rescale is a value by which we will multiply the data before any other processing. Our original image consists in RGB coefficient in the 0 until 255, but such value would be too high for our model to train, so we target the value between 0 and 1 instead. by scaling it with a 255 vector. Next, we define our train data gen and test data gen. Next, going to visualize training set. This command will randomly select 5 images inside our training folder. Here the result. Next, creating model. We create our model with sequential function, which is to build the model and different layer function to create the neural network layer within the model. And con2d. Con2d is a function that performs convolutional operation on an image and return a single value as a result. And max pooling 2d. The max pooling 2d extract key image feature and reduce the dimensionally to reduce computation time. And in the same time, we use activation equal to ReLU. ReLU is rectified linear unit. Next, fraction function. We use this to reformat the data into a vector format. And lastly, dense. Dense layer provide the majority of the information to the model. Next, we need to compile our model after creating it. We compile the model with Adam Optimizer, which is a relation on gradient descent. And this is a summary of the model. Next, we need to train our model based on our data. To train our model, we use model.fit, and after running this command with iteration of 10, which is epoch 10 we defined in earlier, we can see that our loss is 0.0218 and our accuracy is 0.9920, which means 99.20% correct, and validation loss is 0.2401 and validation accuracy is 94.27%. After that, we can save our weights into our Google Drive, and we can load if necessary, and also we can save our model in Google Drive and use whenever needed. Next, visualize training result. This command will generate 2 graphs. Next, testing the model. We upload some images which not included in the training and testing folder, and we give it to the model and see what result coming out. And this is the result. Model score with native 3800, and model score with native means the class is 0 and class 0 is female, and this image is female, and we change the name to another images. And this is for testing the male. The male model score should be positive, and this also show positive, and the result is correct. That's all for me. Thank you.